The purpose of this podcast is just to rant about the stuff that we like. So, if that doesn't sound like your cup of tea, this show probably isn't for you. This podcast also contains a fair amount of explicit language. We are Australian, after all.
If I let you in on this, you've got to promise to keep it on the down low. The less people know about this, the better.
Yeah, call it lazy, I just create what is in my mind. I use the same breaks in my beats sometimes. Wanna decorate my office, so I bought some fake lavenders and speakers, but Mankaiju on the highway to Los Angeles. Never try to hide you from my life if you can handle it. You know I try to find you in the dark, which is the candlestick. The flowers of my heart always encase of metal shackles. When I look into your eyes, you're like Wonderland and Alice.
Shit, if we can avoid incendiary incidents in real life, then we never have to do anything ever again.
How does that work in the real world?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
This is another episode of
Stuff
Stuff
We're
We're
Excited
Excited About.
It's a podcast about stuff we're excited about.
I'm
and
Cloud.
I am Finley.
Haha, I think I beat you
And,
to it.
well,
Slightly.
thanks for being on the ball for once.
Yeah, huh? Okay, first things first, I watched 2 episodes of Doctor Who, but I'm scared to watch the next one because it's Blink.
Oh, you watched,
So I watched
that was,
the part 1 and
Human
part
Nature
2.
and Family of Blood, yeah?
Yes, I cried at the end. Oh, poor John Smith. I feel like, because there's going to be spoilers in this, just a heads up. John Smith.
Yeah, this is absolutely
Lovely
going to
man.
have spoilers for, I mean, it's
tragic.
it's series 3
Series
of
3.
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tragic,
This aired in 2000, what, 7?
A while ago.
Very tragic
Oh,
story it is. I don't know if I've shown you this, but I
Did
am
you-
holding, right now, I'm holding the pocket watch.
Oh,
I
you
have
have a Pokemon.
a replica of it.
Oh, I think I've seen it before, but I never realized what it was until now. Oh.
Which is kind of to the point.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm like, oh, there you go.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a really, really tragic
It was-
set of episodes, but
Yeah, it
so
was-
good.
It was weird seeing the actor that plays the young boy. What's his name?
Oh, Thomas Brodie Sangster.
Yes, because
Yeah.
I can imagine he looks like he was like 12. I imagine he was like 15 in that.
He was 16.
There
yeah.
you go. Yeah. Which is bizarre.
He was
but-
16, he's now 32 and he looks the same.
Yeah, he looks exactly the same. Sure, he's grown a little bit, but face-wise, he's still got the same baby face. But
Yeah,
It was-
very recently he's been in what's it called? It was like a Artful Dodger thing. I think it is just called
Oh.
Artful Dodger.
yeah, right. I
where
might
he
have
was
seen that.
it's like a Oliver Twist spin-off.
Oh,
He is 33.
Jesus.
Yeah, he looks exactly the same as he did when he was on Doctor Who. I really want him to play Link
Oh, true.
in the live action Zelda film, because that is in production. There is
Right,
a
yeah.
live action Zelda film
Yeah, I
in
thought so.
production being directed by Wes Ball, who did Maze Runner,
who knows
which Thomas Brodie
Yeah, he
Sangster
was in that.
in.
Right.
He could be playing Link.
Damn. Oh wait. So
Yeah,
back to the episode.
instantly off topic.
Yeah. So the speech that John gave at the end about like he wants to like stay himself and like seeing the future
Yeah.
of like him and I forgot her name. That was
Matron.
that was when I cried. That was really tragic.
That's not Nurse Redfern. That's the
Nurse Redfern, her, yeah.
one. Yeah.
Because like imagine
She
how strange that would be to realize that you're like not a real person. Like you are, but you're
Yeah.
not supposed to exist for very long. Like 3 months, and that's all
Yeah.
you get, and then
like mayflies, he said.
yeah, like mayflies. But it was. Oh, I can just imagine, and then of course we have David Tennant's brilliant acting in that scene. God, it was. But brilliant scene.
Yeah.
It
Those
was
are
painful,
two
but beautiful.
such excellent episodes.
Yeah.
They really, really are. Just like
Really, yeah.
really, really wonderful television. It's like the way that David Tennant delivers that line when he's holding the watch when they're in like that farmhouse.
And he he's like got to open it or whatever.
The bombardment, when he's holding the watch and he's like, what kind of man is that?
Yeah, exactly, because he's being told about what kind of man the Doctor is, and he is a scary person, but then he's wonderful and that was. But I'm just like putting myself in his shoes. If you realize that you are someone else, and this person is, not they're such a powerful being in a sense, and you look in the mirror at yourself and you're like, that's not me. And I don't know, it was a brilliant scene. I loved every bit of it. And might I add, finally seeing the Doctor in a different fucking outfit, in the Professor's outfit, was like eye candy. That was great.
Yeah,
I gotta say, I gotta add it in there. I'm sorry.
Where he was wearing like the grad cap.
Yes,
it's those like old-timey professor outfits and like teachers outfits are so goofy, but like
he pulls it off so well.
Ditch the cap and it might be all right.
It was all right, Finley. Trust me, more than all right for me. I was very happy seeing him in that suit.
I really love that scene. In I think it might be in Human Nature, the first one, where he's talking about he's out on the date with Redfern, and she says, where did you learn to draw? And he says instantly, no hesitation, he says Gallifrey,
and she's like, oh, where's that?
And then she's is that in Scotland? And he's like, must be.
That was so funny, because there were so many things that he just didn't know about himself, and he oh, tell me about where you grew up, and he's like, oh, he just tells her about like the street and like what it's next to, and like there's a river and whatnot, and it's really weird, because like he is a person, but he isn't. It's just so strange. So there's
in
like
that same
so
scene,
many hints that kind of
in that same scene, he says that his parents, he says that his father's name was Sydney and that his mother's name was, I'm
not sure, but I know she was a nurse.
Fuck.
I have the episode here.
I'm looking it up. Verity,
okay.
So he says that his mother's name was Verity, and he says that his father's name was Sydney. Those are references to Verity Lambert and Sidney Newman. Sidney Newman was the man who came up with the idea for Doctor Who, the show, and Verity Lambert, she was the first showrunner of Doctor Who.
Oh, I love it when they do that. That's great, yeah.
When you get when you get up to the 50th anniversary, you should watch An Adventure in Space and Time, which is it's like a docudrama about the creation of Doctor Who.
Oh, okay. I will add it to my list.
Verity Lambert and Sidney Newman feature heavily in that. And William Hartnell, the first Doctor, is played by David Bradley.
Yes, right. I'm looking at the cast here. Yeah, and Matt Smith is also in it, obviously.
Matt Smith is in it very, very briefly. I won't spoil in what regard he features in it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the cast here.
It's kind of funny because David Bradley, he was 71 when he filmed that.
Oh.
Playing William Hartnell, who was then almost 10 years younger than David Bradley was.
Right.
More than 10, maybe even more than 10 years younger. It's really, really strange how old people looked back in the 60s.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's
there's
this whole YouTube video I watched on how people, 20, 30 years ago at the same age look older than they do now. There's so many reasons for it. I'm not going to go into it right now, but it's such a bizarre thing that just happens regardless of the time, regardless of the place and stuff. But people always look older in older things. Like 20-year-olds don't look like they were 20 40 years ago. To our standards, of course.
Yeah. I mean, there's also just the fact that in TV and movies, teenagers weren't played by teenagers until, like...
Yeah.
2010.
Like, number one example, Grease. That...
Yeah, and Spider-Man.
God. Yes, of course. Oh, there's so many...
Tobey Maguire was, like, 27 when he started playing Spider-Man. It's insane.
I'm playing, like, a 16-year-old. Oh, but Grease was, like... Oh, I'm not even going to get into that.
Yeah, that is especially...
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you look up a picture of William Hartnell, how old would you say that he is in those pictures?
William Hartnell. Like
the
in the
pictures
first
of him
picture
playing
the Doctor?
Playing the Doctor. Yeah.
Oh. I don't know, late 50s?
What?
Yeah. What do you mean? I'm looking at him right now. I'd say it's like 60-something.
That you said late 50s?
Late 50s, early 60s.
Okay. Well, he was 55 when he started playing the Doctor.
Oh.
He did not look 55. He looked...
I think it was the hair.
To my eyes, now, and I don't mean this in any kind of disparaging way, he looked like 75.
He does look a lot older, yeah. And I think because it's in black and white, the hair kind of adds to that, because it just looks stark white in this.
Yeah.
I think that could add to it. And yeah, I think maybe the black and white does kind of emphasize some of the wrinkles and shadows of his face. It could be that.
Yeah, I think the film stock that they used picked up light slightly differently, which emphasized people's wrinkles more, which I think is another reason why people looked older.
Yeah, probably.
We have got so wildly off topic.
We're still on the Doctor Who topic.
Maybe not. Yeah, maybe.
Not that
maybe
wildly
not
off.
off topic. It's
just evolved. It's
evolved and it's flowed like a river.
Yeah. Was there anything you wanted to tangent off to?
On the topic of Doctor Who.
Yeah. Or
they announced a new companion.
Don't.
Just this past, like yesterday.
Don't spoil anything for me. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Well, have you watched Andor?
Yes. Oh.
Oh
my god!
What?
I'm looking at it's
Cinta from Andor, Verada Sethu.
Oh,
she's gonna be a new companion
in Andor. Cinta,
Is that the first thing that you think about?
No.
Every time you see someone in a TV show or a movie, you're just like, are they attractive or not?
If they are attractive, I will think about it. Because I'm looking at them, and if they have an attractive face, I'm gonna look at them. And, I mean, I don't know. No, it's not with everyone. I can't help it. But that is actually that's great. New companion.
We've spoken about Doctor Who for more than half of the episode at this point.
I have another point.
I just want to quickly
talk about your stuff first. Yeah.
I just want to quickly touch on the fact that the first episode of Dungeon Meshi has come out after I have got caught up. So it was episode 15. It came out like on Thursday or Friday. Man, it's still so good. Oh, I love this show so much.
I want to watch it so bad, but I don't want to add it to my list of things. Like, I will, but I'm not going to start watching it until I've ticked off at least, like, 2 other shows. Like, I'm sorry, but I will. I will get to it. I will get to it. I will. Please.
Okay.
Don't lose faith in me.
Yeah.
Please understand my predicament.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and another thing I wanted to touch on quickly was that the I know I talked about it last week, but the Avatar Fortnite event. It's so weird that Sokka is just missing.
Oh. Why would they do that?
They added Toph.
Yeah, I saw
Toph,
yeah.
Zuko, Aang, Katara.
No.
Sokka's just missing.
Why would they do that?
I don't know, but like, so much of his paraphernalia made it in. Like in the event pass, there is his messenger bag.
Wow.
There is his messenger bag that he bought in the Earth Kingdom. There is his club that you get with the Katara bundle, and his space sword that is the final reward in the free track of the event pass. Sokka, nowhere to be found.
Wow.
It's so weird. I'm really disappointed.
That is disappointing. Yeah. I don't like. You can't have the gang without Sokka. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and it's really confusing to me because they didn't fuck anything else up. Nothing else in the event is like, oh, why did they do that? Everything else is like, oh yeah, that's great. You ride on top of Appa. You don't hang by his legs.
Oh, they actually okay, good.
Aang has his Aang has his staff. He's got two different appearances. He has like his normal outfit and an Avatar state outfit.
Okay.
There's the messenger bag that I was talking about before has Momo in it, so there's like a Momo back bling.
Oh, that's cute.
Yet, like, the only thing that they fucked up is that Sokka is just missing.
Like, one of the main characters just isn't there, which, yeah,
it's
I don't
so
understand.
Weird.
That's silly.
Anyway, I've said my piece. That's it.
So on Friday, I went and saw Singing in the Rain at the Sydney Opera House with Sydney Symphony Theatre.
Huh.
I fucking love that movie so much. It was brilliant. Gorgeous. And
I have not actually ever seen that.
Alright, thanks everyone. That's the end of the... No, I'm kidding. Seriously?
I've never seen Singing in the Rain.
Ever? Like... Look, I don't like musicals.
No, never.
I don't like musicals that much, but I fucking love Singing in the Rain. I've been watching it since I was really young. Please watch it. But, so, what I was gonna say is...
We are at an impasse here. Yet again. Is that I will watch Singing in the Rain if you watch Dungeon Meshi.
It's one movie! It's just one movie, Finley. You can't compare the two. This is a classic in musical history.
With Doctor Who and Supernatural, it was a little more comparable.
Exactly. This is not comparable. Lengths. You could watch it in one night. One night, Finley. That's all it takes.
Yeah. Huh? I concede.
Okay.
I don't even know where I can watch it. Hang on.
I don't know either, but
go ahead.
So, because I only watched it when I was a lot younger, I actually watched it now for the first time, fully understanding, like, all of the context. So before I only watched it, because, funny songs, funny scenes, but now I'm like, oh, it actually makes sense. Do you mind spoilers?
No, it's a 70-year-old movie.
Yes. So it basically follows the story of, this actor, and he's an actor in silent films, right? But this is just when the era of speaking, like talking films has come out. So the technology's just been released, you can sync up the audio to the visual, and so he wants to make a talking film, but his co-star, another actress, has a horrible voice, and it would not work. So basically they're trying to get out into the world of, a new field of movies and stuff, but they've had the idea of actually using another actress's voice to dub over hers.
Right.
And
that seems like a bad idea.
Exactly. So it
is a bad idea.
It is a bad idea. And it went kind of well for the first movie, but then the actress that has the bad voice was like, well, I don't want anyone I want her to be my voiceover forever, so I'm going to try and lock her into like a 5-year contract. I've kind of skipped over a lot, but it's kind of hard to describe. There's a lot goes on. And in the end, of course, she ends up getting revealed that isn't her actual voice.
For a second I was really confused as to whether you were describing the plot of the film or something that happened surrounding the film's production.
No, this is all in the plot.
This is actually in the plot of the movie.
In the plot of the movie.
This shows you how little I know about Singing in the Rain.
I may as well just find a synopsis.
It's funnier if you try to do it from memory.
I guess.
Don't you think?
So then the actress...
It's cheating. It's cheating if you just read off a synopsis.
Okay, let me find the... So, yeah, there's this main actor, and he's movie star with the other woman, and she's the one that has the bad voice. Main actor, his name's Don, falls in love with another woman, and she ends up being the voice for the bitch. And then it doesn't go well in the end.
That's
and then
a bit strong language.
I don't know what else to... I don't remember her name. Hold on. Lena. So Don and Lena, I'm going to read it.
Lena.
Don and Lena have been cast repeatedly as a romantic couple, but when their latest film is remade into a musical, only Don has the voice for the new singer part. After a lot of practice and an addiction coach, Lena still sounds terrible, but Kathy, a bright young actress, is hired to record over her voice. Yes?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one thing I never realized, it's not set when it was made. It was made in
When is it set?
It was made in 1952. But because it was set.
It must be set in
right before that.
It must be set in in the 40s then, because
in the 20s, in the late 20s,
like Wizard of Oz.
It was set in the late 20s.
Wizard of Oz was 39, wasn't it?
And it was made in the 50s.
Late 20s. Wow.
So
yeah.
It was really weird seeing two eras that are so old for me. It's set 100 years ago, but it was made in the 50s. It's kind of weird seeing how they interpret, a time that they were more familiar with that is so distant to us. I was watching the movie and I was thinking about that. It's just so weird. Because the way that movies...
I mean, I guess that's like having... It's like having a film set in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly. But it was also weird seeing how they interpreted the 20s compared to how movies nowadays interpret the 20s. Because, that was a probably more accurate representation. Because, for them, it was like the 90s. It was only 30 years ago for them.
Yeah.
And for us, it was 100 years ago. So... Yeah, I know.
Jesus.
It's crazy. And it was... I mean, look, it's a brilliant movie, brilliant songs. It still holds up pretty well to this day, which is probably one of the most interesting things about it.
Surprising things about it?
Yes. It's set in the 50s and it still holds up very well to this day. I mean, it's a classic. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. Gorgeous choreography, gorgeous set and everything, and it was also kind of weird because in the movie they make movies, right? You know how that is in some movies, that the characters are actors in the universe?
Yeah, it seems a bit early to be that meta.
Exactly. But they were. And so the weird thing was they would have scenes of the studio with different scenes set up, when I know that scene in the movie itself was filmed on a studio probably exactly like the one they have there. Sure, it was set 30 years before.
Just a larger studio around this smaller studio.
Yes, probably.
That's really funny
so
to
weird.
picture.
And because things kind of get better faster nowadays, film and technology wise in the film industry, 30 years back then was probably a smaller of a difference to 30 years nowadays in terms of how much better technology got.
Yeah,
so it was.
I mean, there was a lot of progression of technology like after World War II.
Exactly. So it's kind of interesting to see how that was also incorporated. Like, you know, they talk about all the camera equipment and the microphones and everything, and the set and like the technicality of filming a talking picture, and you had to sync up the record and the video at the same time. And there was one scene where they show that. There's such a funny scene. They show that, but the audio goes out of sync. So you've got Don and Lena. Well, you've got... No, not Don, but Lena is a character in a movie, and she's kind of with a bad guy, and the bad guy goes, yes, 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 and she goes, no, no, no. But when it goes out of sync, she's like saying no, 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 but she's like nodding her head, and it's like with the man's voice. And it's like, obviously the people watching the movie laugh in the movie, but it's still funny to this day. Like when I you know, in the opera house, people were laughing at that because it's just like simple comedy, and it still holds up well. And that's just it's a great all around movie, and it's amazing that it still holds up. So it's got Gene Kelly, Donald O'Connor, and Debbie Reynolds. A Technicolor musical theater.
Debbie Reynolds is the only name that rings a bell out of those.
Oh.
Debbie Reynolds? Why is that a familiar name? I guess she's probably extremely... it's because she died in 2016.
Oh. Yeah.
That's why it's familiar, because she was one of the, like...
Basically all
one
of the
hundreds of celebrities that died in 2016.
Yeah, basically all of the actors.
Do you remember when that happened?
No, I don't.
In 2016, it was like from like September to December. There was just this period where
I was in year 6, Finley. I didn't have fucking much access to the internet. I don't remember.
It was just this period where tons and tons of celebrities died.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Huh.
It was really, really strange. I remember that. I remember the day when Carrie Fisher passed away.
Oh, that doesn't feel like it was that long ago. That was crazy.
I was on holiday with my family.
Oh.
And it kind of put a damper on things a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't be talking about celebrity deaths near the end.
Bit of a bummer to end the show.
Yeah.
My fault.
It's okay, but
my fault.
Singing in the Rain, rom-com, 1952's Technicolor musical, gorgeous movie, holds up brilliantly today, amazing songs. It was great to be able to hear it, you know, with live music, with the Sydney Symphony Orchestra. That was amazing. Definitely watch it, not just because I'm recommending it to you, but just because it's a movie that I feel like everyone should watch. So.
Fair enough.
Like
I've only seen one film with a live score, and that was what is it? THX 1138, which was the film that George Lucas made before Star Wars.
Oh.
And it's really fucking weird.
Oh.
It's really, really, really fucking weird. And the thing is that it was mixed quite poorly, so we couldn't hear any of the dialogue, pretty much. We could just hear the music. So I couldn't follow a single thing that was happening in that film. Right. And anyone who has seen THX 1138 will testify, it's just as difficult to follow when you can hear the dialogue
as when you can't.
So maybe it was fine in the end. I probably got as much out of it as I would have if I could hear the dialogue. I would like to go and see Dune with a live score.
Oh,
that would be really amazing.
I know they're gonna do Terminator soon.
Dune or Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Or Into the Spider-Verse. Either or, both.
There are gonna be other movies there soonish. I know Terminator's next. I'm not sure what else there is though.
Terminator.
I haven't seen it actually.
That's.
You
haven't seen Terminator?
No.
Okay. Yeah. This feels a bit hypocritical.
Well, how about we do that movie swap? I'll watch Terminator, you watch Singing in the Rain.
Terminator 1 isn't even that great. Terminator 2 is the better one.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
Because in Terminator 2 is the one that Hasta la vista, baby comes from.
Right. Okay.
And it's the one where he like sticks his thumb up as he's going into the molten steel.
What?
It's like all of the really famous references. All of the really famous references either except for I'll be back all come from Terminator 2 instead of Terminator 1. So, yeah. Huh. I think T2 is better.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
I haven't seen it in fucking ages, though.
You better fucking watch Singing in the Rain. Please.
I will.
Okay,
I promise.
Okay.
One of my coworkers has been telling me to watch a film for ages. Like,
which one?
Ever since I started 4 months ago. I don't even remember what it's called. That might be a problem.
Okay. Am I the asshole?
Well,
do we have time?
Have you got one?
I've got some...
Yeah, we have time.
Oh, what the fuck? Am I the asshole for telling my husband to stop spending so much money on his dead girlfriend's younger sister? Jeez.
That is creepy.
Difficult.
That's really creepy.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Do you have one? No.
Thank you all for listening.
Thanks, guys.
I don't have one. I don't have one. There's nothing really that interesting on the subreddit at the moment.
Okay.
Thank you all for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
This was a little more cerebral of an episode. A lot more just like media appreciation,
which is great. I love it.
And there's a plane going over my house just in time.
Oh.
Thanks, Sydney Flight Path. Anyway, thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.
I hope you enjoyed the episode. Sorry if there was a little bit of background hum in my audio, because I'm currently 3D printing something that is taking about 28 hours in total.
Ooh.
So...
I guess we'll see everyone
not much I can do about that. See you all next week. I hope you enjoyed the show.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. Bye-bye. It's fading out now. Goodbye. Bye.
If we can avoid incendiary incidents in real life, then we never have to do anything ever again.
How does that work in the real world?